Hello my friends, thanks for joining me again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a powerful technique called Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT or tapping. I've been using EFT for around 20 years and I found it to be one of the most effective techniques for processing emotions, getting to the root of emotional difficulties, changing beliefs, mental blocks and negative programs. All these things get in the way of our success and our enjoyment in life. I've used it with hundreds of clients and the results are remarkable. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you how it works, what you can use it for, and I'm going to give you detailed instructions so that you can go away and use it by yourself or with me in future videos. So let's dive in. So EFT involves gently tapping on the end points of each energy meridian pathway whilst focusing on the specific feeling, problem or belief that you wish to address. As we tap on each meridian point, we flush the meridian with positive energy, clearing any energetic disruptions and bringing more balance to the system. And as we bring more balance to the system, there's a very natural shift whereby we start to see things from a more healthy perspective. And so we can fully process and release that problem. EFT can be applied to almost anything of an emotional nature. Fears, phobias, jealousy, anxiety, sadness, grief, longings, addictions, literally any emotion you can think of. It's a really powerful tool for working through the painful memories involved with PTSD or complex PTSD. And it's also really good for working through the triggers and the trauma responses and reactions. Studies have shown that tapping helps to regulate the body's stress response. It activates the relaxation response and changes the brain activity patterns related to pain and negative emotions, which means that it actually helps change the way we respond to stressful situations in the future. It can be used to help all kinds of mental level problems, so negative beliefs, memories, skewed perspectives, thought processes. So some examples of the kind of things we can work through. I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, good things never happen to me, money never comes to me, I'm unloved, life is always hard, I always lose in competitions. All these kind of belief systems that filter and taint the way we see the world. People like me aren't successful, I'm not good at the thing I want. These beliefs block us from getting where we want in our lives, and they limit our creative potential because what we think is then what we do and say, and what we do and say is what we create. And so, of course, this is all really key to manifestation because it's not our thoughts that create our reality. It's what we unconsciously believe that's what we create. It does not matter how many times I say the affirmation, I will make $1 million in the next year. If at the heart of it, in my belief system, I believe that my appropriate value is just the average wage. In order for us to grow into our fullest potential, we need to root out and work through our limiting beliefs, and we need to heal our hearts from resentment and pain so that we're acting and not reacting on the basis of previous experience. I have tons of different tools and techniques that I use with clients, but I love the simplicity and ease of EFT. It's such a powerful, easy and useful tool to use for personal and spiritual development work. So now I'm going to show you how to do it. The EFT procedure is super simple. Anyone can do it at all ages. It's simple enough to use with children and really, really valuable to be able to teach them a healthy way of managing their emotions and putting words to their feelings. Also, it can be used even if you're sick, elderly or infirm, or if you're in a public place. Just imagine the tapping. It's just as powerful to imagine yourself or someone else tapping on the points. So the EFT process, literally all we need to do is focus on a specific element of the problem while tapping on the points that I'm going to show you. First of all, we need to be really specific and identify the problem we want to tap on, and then put this into a sentence. So in this example, I'm going to use, I feel anxiety about exams. And then we want to stop and feel on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is that feeling? So let's say I feel anxiety is currently at 8. So just note down that number and it will give us a benchmark to know if the EFT process is helping. So then we do the setup. The setup is a way of focusing the mind-body energy on tackling that problem. And it also helps create a sense of loving compassion and acceptance all the way through. Whilst either tapping on the side of the hand or rubbing on what we call the sore spot. There's an area here just above the chest which may feel a little sore or congested. It doesn't matter if it doesn't feel sore. So we just rub here or tap on the side of the hand and we say, even though I feel this anxiety about my exams, I love and accept myself. And we say that 3 times. Let's go ahead and show you each of the tapping points. As we tap gently with our fingertips, just touching the skin, we repeat the problem statement all the way through. So we'll say, I feel anxiety, I feel anxiety. And I want you to stay in touch with the feeling and the belief as much as you can. So first we tap on the inside of the eyebrow. This connects to the bladder meridian. It connects specifically with feelings of anger and any inability to express emotion. Then we go to the side of the eye. This connects to the gallbladder meridian. And then we go underneath the eye. This is the stomach meridian. It's directly below the center of the eye on the bone. This is really great for shifting feelings of worry or nervousness. And then we go under the nose. This is the governing vessel meridian. It's between the nose and the upper lip. And then we go under the mouth. This is the central vessel meridian, just between the chin and the lower lip. And then we go to the collarbone. So you want to go to the inside edge of the collarbone, just underneath it. And this connects to the kidney meridian. Very good for tapping on fears. Then we go under the arm. This is the spleen meridian. It's about 4 inches under the armpit on the side of the body. Really good for clearing brain fog or absent-mindedness. Now, most EFTers don't use this point. I add this one in. I find it very important. This is the liver point. It's on the right side. If you go down from your nipple to the side of the rib cage, this is really good for clearing and working with anger, irritability, depression, lack of control. And now we're going to go to the finger points. All the finger points are on the inside corner of the nail bed. So it will be on the corner of the nail closest to your body. So on the thumb, this is the lung meridian. So it's the side of the thumb, and the lung meridian is associated with the emotion of grief, loss or sadness. And then we go to the index finger. This is the large intestine meridian. This is associated with holding on and letting go. And then the middle finger, pericardium meridian. This is good for phobias, aversions, depression, helping to express emotions. We skip the ring finger and then we go straight to the little finger. This is connected to the heart. So again, on the side of the little finger, near the nail, and this is associated with the ability to experience joy. Then we go to the side of the hand. This is called the karate chop point. This connects with the small intestine meridian. It's the fleshy edge of the hand. And then we go to the top of the hand. This is called the gamut point. And it's between the little finger and the ring finger bones. So you can tap in that ridge between the 2 bones. And then the final point, which completes the round, is to tap on the top of the head. And this is the governing vessel. That's 1 round. And we keep tapping and reassessing how we feel until the feeling has changed. Often the tapping process has to be repeated multiple times, and we want to address every aspect of the problem. So if we're tapping on, for example, anxiety about exams, we might tap on also, this happened to me in previous exams, tap through every element of the memory or the belief or the feeling to make sure there are no remaining blockages or pain points happening. With every round of tapping, usually you will find there is a cognitive shift so that you're seeing the problem in a new light, or you're understanding connections or the causes of the problem. And so then each time there's a change, you would go ahead and change that initial statement. So maybe it starts off as, I feel anxiety. Maybe it becomes, I'm a little apprehensive. Please be mindful as well that sometimes the feelings can get stronger temporarily, And this is just the energy moving, just keep tapping. And for most people, the shifts occur straight away, but for others, there can be a delay of a few hours or even days. I do have clients that don't report any change in the session, but then they'll report back to me the next day that they feel ever so much better. So EFT is a simple technique that anyone can use by themselves. However, I would say that in my experience, EFT is massively more effective when guided by an experienced practitioner. I'm an advanced EFT practitioner. I'm an NLP, neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, and a hypnotherapist. And yet EFT is still one of the main tools that I use. I spend hundreds of hours using EFT, and I clearly see that the most powerful results have been achieved when I use it with other people. A skilled practitioner will help you very quickly get to the core roots of the problem, so you're not wasting time working at the surface level. And there's also something really special that happens in the process of tapping together. And I can't really even explain this, but clients report that I'm speaking their minds, and it's something about feeling like somebody else truly gets you, and they're able to experience what you're going through and apply their expertise to help you most effectively. Conventional psychological treatment focuses on analysing the problem, but it doesn't provide a release for the energy associated with it. So over time, we might come to accept the problem or the situation, but we haven't actually released it. In an ideal situation, we would be tapping on whatever comes up in our talk therapy, or using EFT as our talk therapy and actually taking action through the tapping to release the energy. Because we don't just want to come to acceptance about the past, we also want to release any trapped energy or blockages about it so that it's actually resolved. So that's the process. It's really easy. So now you can go away and use it by yourself, or you can go to one of my other videos and tap along with me. And please let me know in the comments if there are any specific issues you would like me to make tapping videos on. Happy tapping, people. Take care and see you again soon.